color, sound, and UV for walleye. That's what this video is about. Put some bright colors on your lure. Add the clanging sound of glass beads. Take advantage of UV technology when exploring the depths for walleye. We're going to help you master color, sound, and UV technology for trophy walleye catches with a worm harness. Welcome to Fishing and More with Tom. Let's take a few minutes traveling together on a journey through the many aspects of fishing. Please subscribe and ring the bell to give us guidance with future projects. It would be greatly appreciated. And by the way, I'm Tom. Did the color of my shirt get your attention? Today I'm excited to share with you the secret color, sound, and UV technology that have led to some of the most epic trophy catches. Walleye fishing is an exciting world that requires a combination of skill, knowledge, and the right techniques. Many anglers struggle to catch walleye, and it's often because they're not using the right colors, sounds, or UV technology. Recently I saw a Facebook posting regarding a local lake. The gentleman said it took 50 years to catch his first walleye above the legal limit. A reply to that post from another gentleman said it took him 19 years to catch his first walleye. Many call that lake the Dead Sea. Much of the problem is that the lake has a lot of structure from numerous roadbeds, a train railroad bed, overpasses, and much more. Basically, it's a hard lake to fish, but walleyes are in there. These fish can be finicky, and it's not uncommon to spend hours in the water without a single bite. One of the biggest challenges is finding the right lure or bait that can attract and trigger a strike from a walleye. Another challenge is understanding the behavior and patterns of walleye, which can change depending on the environment and the time of day. Additionally, walleyes have exceptional eyesight, so they can be easily spooked by the wrong colors or sounds. And finally, walleyes are often found in structures or areas that are difficult to reach or navigate, making it even harder to present your lure or bait effectively. By understanding the principles of color, sound, and UV technology, you can increase your chances of landing a trophy walleye. These elements can be used to create a lure or bait that is highly attractive to walleye and can even trigger a strike when correctly used. Once again, we have a lot to cover, so let's get started with thoughts on the subject from the Grand Wizard.
I am the Grand Wizard of Fishing, here to shed some light on the subject at hand. Color, sound, and UV technology in a worm harness.
When are bright colors recommended? In waters with low visibility, bright colors like chartreuse, neon green, and fluorescent pink can help fish see the lure more easily. Early morning, late evening, or overcast days are times when visibility is reduced and bright lures can attract fish by standing out. As you go deeper, colors fade due to the water filtering out light. Bright colors can retain their visibility longer at greater depths compared to duller colors. Some fish are more likely to strike brightly colored lures due to their aggressive nature and curiosity. In rivers or streams with fast currents, bright lures can catch a fish's attention more quickly. While it's often thought that natural colors work best in clear water, there are times when bright lures can provoke a reaction strike from fish. Using bright colors in these conditions can increase the chances of attracting fish and eliciting a strike. Let's talk about the visibility of colors underwater. The visibility of colors underwater is affected by how water absorbs and scatters light. Here's how different colors typically fade at various depths in clear, fresh water. Red is the first color to fade out. It can start fading as shallow as 5 feet and is usually completely gone by 20 feet. Orange fades next, generally starting to lose its visibility around 10 to 20 feet and is typically gone by 30 to 50 feet. Yellow fades after orange, starting to lose its visibility around 20 to 30 feet and usually disappears by 50 to 60 feet. Green remains visible longer than red, orange, or yellow. It starts fading around 50 to 60 feet and can remain somewhat visible down to around 75 to 100 feet. Blue penetrates the furthest in clear water. It remains visible beyond 100 feet and can even be seen as deep as 200 feet in exceptionally clear water. Black is not a color that fades, but rather appears darker as it contrasts with its surroundings. It remains distinguishable, but becomes less effective for visibility as light decreases with depth. White can remain visible for a considerable depth, similar to blue. However, it will take on a blue or green hue as those wavelengths dominate the deeper you go, typically visible around 100 feet. Purple is similar to blue, but slightly less visible due to its shorter wavelength. It can start to fade around 75 to 100 feet. These depths are approximate and can vary based on water clarity, sunlight, and other environmental factors. Are glass beads on a worm harness recommended?
Yes.
Glass beads can add visual appeal to the lure by reflecting light, making it more noticeable to fish. When glass beads move and click together, they create a sound that can attract fish, especially in murky water or low light conditions. Glass beads add a bit of weight to the harness, which can help in achieving the desired depth and maintaining the presentation in the water. Glass beads come in various colors, allowing anglers to customize their worm harness to match the local bait fish or to provide a contrast that can trigger strikes. Glass beads are more durable than plastic beads, maintaining their appearance and function longer even after repeated use. Incorporating glass beads into a worm harness can enhance its effectiveness by adding visual and auditory elements that can attract fish. Let's make a couple worm harnesses. Please subscribe and ring the bell to give us guidance with future projects. It would be greatly appreciated. We are placing our number 2 red needle point octopus hook in the vise. After measuring out approximately 5 to 6 feet of line, we'll use a snell knot to fasten it to the hook. Next, we'll select our 6mm beads and thread them on the fishing line. It's your choice of colors. We're using a 20-pound monofilament line. One very important notation at this point: leave at least one bead showing below the blade you'll be using. You don't want your bait to interfere with the turning of the blade. I'll be using a number 4 deep cup Colorado silver blade, and I know I have to put at least 6 of the 6mm beads on ahead of the blade. A number 4 silver clevis is combined with the blade and threaded onto the fishing line. It's your preference as to what is placed at the other end of the line, a loop or a swivel. Are bright UV coated colored glass beads helpful when fishing for and catching walleye?
Yes.
Walleye have excellent vision in low light conditions and can see UV light. Bright UV coated beads can enhance the visibility of your rig, making it more attractive to walleye. In stained or murky water, UV coated beads can stand out more than regular beads, helping walleye locate your bait more easily. The combination of bright colors and UV coating can create a strong visual signal that walleye can detect from a distance, especially in deeper or darker waters where they often reside. Glass beads produce a clicking sound when they hit each other, which can attract walleye by mimicking the sound of prey. The added UV coating makes the beads even more effective. Many of the natural prey of walleye reflect UV light. Using UV coated beads can better mimic these prey items, making your setup more enticing. Bright UV coated beads can come in various colors, allowing you to customize your rig to match local forage or create a contrast that triggers strikes from curious and aggressive walleye. Using bright UV coated colored glass beads can improve your chances of attracting and catching walleye, particularly in conditions where visibility is reduced or when fishing in deeper waters. Let's talk for a moment about the presentation of your worm harness. Put your rig in the water and check that the spinner is operating properly. Free spool the spinner rig, allowing it to drop and touch bottom. Hold the rig at the depth, allowing it to swing into and settle at the 45-degree angle. Allow the bottom bouncer to drop again, finding bottom. Set your reel, holding your line in that position, and place it in a rod holder. A rule of thumb is 1 ounce at 10 feet, 2 ounces at 20 feet, 3 ounces at 30, and etc. Good luck. This is a simple guide to long lining. There are numerous videos on YouTube to provide more detailed information. Referenced is 50 feet of line from the inline weight to the tip of the rod. Using a bottom bouncer setup is the simplest of the 2 types of worm harness presentations. If long lining, it's recommended that you use a reel with a line counter. When initially setting up your rod and reel, you should take a few minutes to calibrate the fishing line to the line counter.
I am the Grand Wizard of Fishing, here to share some proverbs for you. In the Great Book of the Sea, there are no chapters on vacuuming and doing dishes. A day spent fishing isn't subtracted from one's life. Unless you are not supposed to be on the boat in the first place. The worm always regrets not negotiating when it ends up on the hook. If you teach a man to fish with worms, you ruin a perfectly good lawn.
The information for this video is a condensed version of what is contained in our All About the Worm Harness book. Copies are available on our website. Thanks for watching our video. Now let's catch some walleye. Once again, thank you for your visit. Hopefully the information provided will be of value and help you catch more fish. Please be respectful of water and weather. We've gone fishing.